Hello, everyone. This is my first Facebook Live of 2024. So, I was thinking today that I could share with you my experience of playing and starting improvising when I started improvising myself and when I had my students to start improvising. So, people want to start improvising alone and want to sound good right away, but I'm just suggesting that if you start improvising, do it in duets first. And even later, I find that the greatest joy is to improvise with others when we play. We're having double fun, and when we're playing with other people, even in trios and quartets and even more people, there's this great joy of playing with others that I find is more fulfilling sometimes than playing alone. Not to say that later on we can't play alone, but when we start improvising, it's a good idea to start in duets. And also, another idea that I can share with you is if you don't have a partner to duet with, you can pre record yourself an accompaniment and record it in a loop, like a short pattern or short chord progression, and record it in a loop about 20 times. You put it, on your iPad or iPhone. You put earbuds to really hear it well, and then you improvise on top of it. So, but what do we start with when we want to improvise and do it? So, I'm going to give you a couple of ideas of what you can do. Think of having a conversation with someone. It's like you're asking this question, "What have you done today?" And the other person is answering, "Well, I went to the grocery store," or "I taught all day," or whatever happened in your day. But think of this conversation as if you were holding your last note. What are you doing today? And this other person would improvise on top of this note and holding, I went to the grocery store. And then you would pick up and follow the conversation. So on the piano, how it could look, how it could sound, I should say. It could be like something on any key. You're not thinking specific key, or you're not thinking, I want to sound good, just like having a conversation. So, what are you done? What have you done today? And this person holds the note and repeats the note. And you can add up something if you're the second person, so I'll do it alone, but the other person is answering, I went to the grocery store, and this other person keeps the note, and you keep having a conversation. And you hold your note, and the other person is completing, not in a key. You don't need to start with the same key. Any key will work. And you hold your key, and you can keep changing the tempo if you like. Dum, 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 and you can slow down, and you can make just interval. Imagine a conversation in your head. Okay, so that gives you an idea. That can sound strange, but having a conversation, a melody, you hold your last note, somebody else is picking up, creating a nice melody and hold the last note. So this is a technique that I picked up from Music for People, from my training with Music for People. So that comes from them. Of course, you can do it your own way, and I'm doing it my own way sometimes, but the idea is that you're having a conversation and do it. So that's one thing you can do. Or someone could have play an ostinato. An ostinato is a repeated pattern on the same notes, or sometimes changing slightly a few notes. So it could be like something like A, E, E, A, E, 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 A. You can think of being in the key if you like, so A minor or A major. And the other person could pick up creating in a harmony ding dun dun on the ostinato. Ding, dun, dun, dun. I think I changed my ostinato along the way dun, dun, by talking too much. And you can fill up the space. Dun, dun, da-dee-da-da-dee-da, dun, 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 dee-da-dee-da-dee-da, dun, dun, ba-da-da-dee, dun, dun. And then you can create a solo. And the other person could create another ostinato while not stopping. And then you're picking up with another ostinato. Dum, dum, da-dum, dum. The last part of your solo, when you're soloing, could be the beginning of an ostinato. You just pick up one or two notes. Well, two notes is better. And you play around them and you create a rhythmic pattern that you repeat, and the other person is soloing. So that's a good activity, and that's a good activity to try also in your teaching studios. That is also coming from Music for People. So it's something that you can try, that you'll have to keep the rhythm, and you're including some scales and ideas of keys in it. You know, the rhythmic idea to keep the pulse inside your body is something that you integrate, as well as if you want to play in the key, the student or the person you're playing with has to understand the knowledge of what is a key in A minor or A major, and start simple. 3 notes, 5 notes of a key sometimes is enough to play with at the beginning. Okay, so these are activities you can do. Also, if you want to play with chord progressions, what I have my students do is that you record all over 1 6 degree 4. Whoa. I think I changed it. 1 2 1. C major, A minor, G major, C major. And then you record this. You put your earbuds on your ears to hear well, the recording, because when you're playing on top of recording, sometimes you don't hear the music anymore. And if you're playing with a student or a friend, so I'm playing already with inversions because it's easier, but some people prefer to at the beginning, if they're beginners, they prefer to switch and everything, like to move their hands, but everything that we do, we switch roles. The teacher or the person more advanced could play and the chord progression, and then the other person could improvise, and then we switch around. And if possible, sometimes you can stand up and just walk around and not stop the music, and then there's always music going on. And then on top of this, if you want to play with iReal Pro, this app that I put on my iPad, but I think it could go on other devices, you put a little beat on it and then you keep the beat. So that's a simple chord progression, but any chord progression you want to play with, you can pre-record it and play your right hand, because it takes a while for the hands to coordinate to keep the rhythm, the pulse, and then improvising a melody and hearing this melody. And of course, I'm not speaking yet about how to create a note, how to play a note in the melody that fits the chord in the left hand, but that could be, that's something I already touched on, but I could come back on this. This is not the topic now, it's just to play in duets. So everything that you're doing, it could be, to play an accompaniment like a dee da da dee da dee da dee and later on, you can play more. You could play more complex accompaniments, and you could finally, coordinate both hands. But at first, start and do it, pre-record what you're doing, have somebody more experienced, or you as a teacher play the duet part, the bottom part, and the student could improvise on a few black keys, and then you switch around and you teach the student the basics of that accompaniment. And that's could already be a start. And then it could take a few weeks up to a few months to start feeling more comfortable, to start improvising hands together. You can right from the start, but of course you're going to stumble. So you can try in duets first, solo after, or try soloing after a few weeks, knowing that it has to be like in quarter notes, eight notes, or half notes, like on the beats, not in syncopations. And so you start to feel the rhythm, feel the pulse, but start very simple, improvising both hands, otherwise you'll get overwhelmed. So this was my topic for today, and if you like to have more guidance and you have questions and you'd like to know more how you could go forward with this, I'm inviting you to book a call with me with my Calendly link that I'll put in the bottom in the comments. And we can always have a free discussion about your goals and obstacles and anything that can help you. So feel free to book a call. It's free and there's no attachment to this. And, we can just discuss about your needs and see how we can go further with this. Okay, so have a great day, everyone, and let me know how it goes at home. Bye-bye.